What up, Izzo? I see you. Good morning, my friends. I'm turning on the channels. We will be live here in just a second. We are live on Kick, Twitch. Shortly, we will be live on YouTube and Instagram. Obviously, we are live on the TikTok. The TikTok. And we are here for Tiny Yoga. Tiny Yoga is the name of the game today. Tiny Yoga. What's Tiny Yoga? What is Tiny Yoga? Like, you mean like doing tiny yoga poses? Kind of. Yeah. Grand Rising, Citrine. Oh. We had a problem with Instagram last time too, didn't we? All right, let's see if we can get live on Instagram, and if not, then that's gonna have to be off too. So again, everyone, hello. For those of you who are new here or just don't know who I am, my name is Reverend Deborah. I am a movement facilitator, movement in breath, body, and being, and I am your shenanigan shaman. And this is Tiny Yoga. Tiny Yoga is a gentle 30-minute flow for every body and every space. Modifications welcome. Let's see if we can go live. So all you need is a place to put your butt. All you need is a place to sit. It can be on a park bench. It could be in your office chair. There we go. Hi, Instagram. Okay. Let's find a comment feed. You guys should see my desktop trying to manage all of these different feeds all at the same time. Someday I will find a better way. There must be a better way than this. Someday I shall possibly find it, or not. Or be doomed to play this game forever. Aha! No, I'm not going to touch anything. Hey, Ree, how are you? Hey, Ree. Good morning. Hello. It's not morning for everybody, I know. Good morning, good afternoon, good midday, good evening. If you're feeling a little kinky, hang out. We'll work those kinks out. Fair warning, TikTok regularly kicks me off. So, this yoga mindfulness stuff is extremely nefarious. So just FYI, TikTok, if you want to continue watching after TikTok takes me down, you can find me over on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, or Instagram right now. YouTube is the most reliable. I'll always be there unless they decide to shut me down, which could happen too. I need to stop sipping my coffee, and we need to move into thank you for the follow, some tiny yoga. So I created this class, this tiny yoga class, because for years I avoided my asana practice. I avoided my physical practice because I didn't have enough space, literal physical space around me to do a full mat practice. I used it as an excuse not to practice for many, many years. Until I found that modifications can save your practice. So I created this class partially because of that, but also because we often perceive the physical body as a somewhat, as a limited space. This is also our living space, the internal living space. And the reality is that there is a great expansive of cosmos within us as well. And it's important to acknowledge the power that comes with smaller movements, that comes with being present with your body in the moment, wherever it is, not just sticking to somebody else's vinyasa flow every single time you go to class, but exploring your inner cosmos, honoring where your boundaries are, and building that sense of trust and compassion with yourself in the way that you move, which isn't always available when you go and take somebody else's yoga class. So, for those of you who've been following along all week long, our theme this week has been a mix of potential, standing in our truest potential, recognizing our highest potential, honoring our hidden potential, and our intuition. Because our intuition is an integral part of reaching that full potential. And this week we've been using a mudra it's called the Kangula mudra. It's the mudra for potential. So today we're going to align our intention with our actions, be fully present with each movement so that we can find the highest potential available to us in each of those moments, in each of the movements. It's not going to be a very complicated flow today. It's actually going to be, it's much more about presence. It's much more about being in your body, in your space. It's much more about bringing your awareness, your attention, and your intention into a focused space. So, find yourself a place to plop your butt, and we will start class. Once you found your spot, it can be, again, a chair, it can be a park bench, it can be the edge of your bed. If you're in your car, you're going to be pretty limited here, so I would highly suggest either sitting in the back seat so you have a little bit more room, or turning your legs out the door of your car if you are doing tiny yoga out the side of your car. I would love video evidence of y'all doing tiny yoga in tiny spaces. I would really appreciate that. Please remember to modify for what's available within your space and what's available within your body. Once you are ready to begin, once you have found a spot to plop your bottom, I invite you to bring your feet to the floor. And bring your awareness down into the bottoms of your feet, the soles of your feet. All of your attention, all of your awareness into the soles of your feet. And wiggle them around a little bit. Wiggle your toes, rock your heels, roll around the sides and the insides of your feet, feeling in intentionally into your feet. Now offer your feet a gentle press into the floor with intention. It doesn't actually have to be a hard movement. It's a very small movement, influenced more so by your intention than by the actual action, right? That's what we're looking for today. It's going to be a very tiny yoga class. Put that intention into your feet, into your grounding. When you can feel that intention, when you can feel that grounding pulling at the bottom of your feet, connecting through your feet, I invite you to just relax your hands, resting them in your lap, close your eyes, and we will take 3 deep breaths. Inhale through the nose, pulling the breath through the lungs and all the way into the belly. And sigh it out. Again, inhaling to lift the heart and elongate the spine. And let it go. Inhale once more, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. Hold at the top. And gently release. And we're going to move to some gentle neck rolls. Begin by dropping your chin to your chest with an exhale, and then inhaling your chin up towards the ceiling. You can keep your eyes closed for as long as you feel comfortable doing so, or as long as it's safe to do so, or you may go ahead and open your eyes. Sometimes the eyes open is a little bit more distracting, so if your mind is really busy, I encourage you to close your eyes and focus on the breath. Exhaling as you drop the chin, inhaling as you lift the chin. Last inhale. And come back to neutral. I'm going to tilt the head to either side, dropping the ear towards the shoulder, keeping the ear relaxed. Just go to either side, exhaling as you tilt the head, inhaling as the head comes up to central, neutral, exhaling back down to the other side. Remember, each movement we are making today is with intention. All of your attention, all of your awareness in each movement. Bring your attention into the muscles in your neck, not trying to overextend here. We're just warming the muscles. Hello, muscles. Hello, neck. Come back to central, neutral. Central is my word today, I guess. Come back to neutral and then do full rotations, lifting the chin up and rolling the head around in one direction a couple of times. We're not seeking out pops in the neck. We're just warming the muscles. Again, hello, neck muscles. Good morning. How are you? A little bit kinky. I know, I can tell. Switch directions. Keep breathing. And come back to neutral. Ooh, my neck is in bad shape today. Let's move down to the shoulders. Inhaling the shoulders up, keeping space between the ears and the shoulders. We're not scrunching up to the neck. We're just lifting them up. Exhaling as we send them back, melting the shoulder blades down the back, and inhaling them forward and up. Same to you, Ree? Okay. We'll get into it, I promise. All right, switch directions. Inhaling the shoulders up and forward. Exhaling as they go down and back. With intention here. Anytime you notice your mind wanders off, gently bring it back. Remind it what we're doing here. Right now it's just the shoulders. Sometimes our minds are so busy, are so used to being busy that they feel bored when we're just doing something simple. That's okay. Let them be bored, right? Let your mind, let your thoughts be bored. Let your mind monkeys be bored. There's not much for them to do right now. It's all about the body, all about your intention, all about your attention. Release the shoulders, and we'll move into some gentle twists. So, keeping your feet, your awareness also planted in your feet, because we don't want to lift the feet. We want to keep the knees at a 90-degree angle, feet grounded, not pushing into the floor, grounded. We're gonna twist to one side and then the other. You can use the back of your chair or your bed, whatever's available, to pull you a little further into the twist, as well as the front hand. So let's go this way. We'll bring our hands together, palms together at the heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, turn towards one side, twisting only your torso. Keep your knees where they are. Try not to let them flop open, right? So let's go back again from the beginning, from the facing forward. Hands together, inhale, and turn your torso. If your legs start to go with your torso, don't go that far. We're not trying to overextend. We're trying to find our edge. That is the edge of my natural rotation. From here, I'm going to take another deep breath. And as I exhale, I'm going to place my one hand, the front hand, on my knee, on my opposite knee. And I'm going to bring that back hand to the back of the chair or to the bed. And I'm going to take a couple of breaths here, putting pressure on that front arm to push my torso into the twist a little bit more. When you're in the twist, imagine that there is a string from the top of your head, keeping your spine elongated, chin parallel to the ground. And then look over, gaze over that back shoulder, and take 3 deep breaths in this space. Honor where you are in the moment. Don't try to pop your back here. We're wringing out the torso. Creating space with the breath and releasing tension on the exhale. Last breath in and exhale to slowly release. We're going to go for the other side. Bring your palms together at your heart. Take a deep breath in. Keeping the knees forward, feet planted. Turn your torso to the other direction. Find your edge without the overextension. And then go ahead and take another, sorry, I forgot the exhale. Exhale, inhale again, and exhale, bringing the front arm to the opposite knee and using that back hand on the back of your chair or on your bed to push a little bit further into this twist and then gaze over the back shoulder. 3 deep breaths, creating space with the inhale, releasing any tension with the exhale. Keeping the chin parallel to the ground, spine elongated. On your last inhale, release as you exhale back to center. Go ahead and scoot back a little bit on your chair. You can brace yourself with your hands, and we're just going to windshield wiper the knees. Letting the knees drop side to side. This is not a quick motion. I'm not trying to overextend in the hips. Again, I'm just saying hello. Hello, hip muscles. Hello, hip joints. Hello, knee joints. Hello, thighs. Biggest, heaviest part of my body. Hi, guys. How you doing today? Not bad? Good, 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 good. Bring your knees back to neutral. Apparently central is my word for neutral today. Okay. Some wires are crossed up there. So come back to neutral. Extend your arms out, palms facing forward, fingers open and extended, and lift your toes. Extend the toes nice and wide. If you don't have shoes on, you'll be able to do this a little bit better. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop the palms so they're facing in. Keep the fingers extended. Drop the toes and lift the heels. Inhale, drop the heels, lift the toes and lift the fingers. Exhale, drop the fingers, lift the heels. Several rounds. Inhale, toes up, fingers up. Exhale, fingers down, heels up. Inhale, fingers up, toes up. Exhale, fingers down, heels up. Couple more. With intention. Inhale one last time. And release on the exhale. Bring the palms together at the heart. Interlace your fingers. And then turn them palms facing up for palm tree. If you have stuff in your way or you have a low ceiling in your space, remember that you can always bend at the elbows and you can still get the extension available. The important thing to note here, if you are not fully extending your arms, you need to make sure that you are extending through the elbow with the same amount of intention as you would if you had your arms all the way extended. So if you can't extend all the way, which sometimes we have low ceilings, or arms, right? Arm issues, then make sure that you are sending that intention all the way through the elbows. They are reaching up towards the sky the same way your arms will. Take a deep breath in. And exhale gently to one side, opening up the side body, keeping the space between the ears and the arms and the shoulders. We're not collapsing on our ears at any point. Inhale back up to center. Exhale down to the other side. Inhale back up to center. Exhale back down to the other side. Inhale back up. Exhale down to the other side. Last time. Get that nice stretch in there. Full side body. Inhale back to center and release the arms. So from here we're going to move into a kind of exploration. There's this idea called that we have positions of weakness and positions of power. And I know you'll know the feeling. I know you know the feeling when you stand in your power, when you're standing in a position of power, either physically or within you. it feels very different than the way that your body and your spirit feel in a position of weakness. So I'm going to explore these for a minute because we're going to cultivate that confidence. We're going to cultivate that position of power, that feeling of power, that feeling of our potential, the full potential that's available to us. So in this exploration, we're going to begin with a forward fold. You can either slide your hands all the way down or stop wherever is available to you. Find the forward fold that works for you and then relax into that forward fold completely. Relax your shoulders, relax your back, relax your neck. If you are up here somewhere and finding it difficult to relax, you can use your forearms so that you can relax your back, relax your neck. Wherever the forward fold that's available to you, take a few moments here and take some big, deep breaths. Fill the lungs and the belly and completely empty them. It's a little harder to do here because you're bent over, so you need to do it with more intention. One more big, deep breath. And on the exhale, slowly begin rolling up, real slow, as if you are the sun rising in the morning. Real slow. One vertebra at a time, if you can manage it. Slowly until you're entirely upright. At this point, when you reach the upright point, I want you to continue the roll up with your arms. If you have the room for it, reach up, 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 as if you are the rising sun. Feel that glow. Feel the gentle power, I guess. I was going to say gentle, I don't know if that's really gentle, of the full sun's glow in the morning. Good morning, sun. Release the arms back down. Take a deep breath in. And this time as you forward fold, imagine that you are the setting sun. Slowly rolling back down, vertebra by vertebra. Begin with the head, tucking the chin, rolling back down. The sun going to sleep. Good night, sun. Slowly roll into your forward fold. Feel the heaviness of that massive star falling through the sky. I know it doesn't fall, okay? Falling through the sky. When you reach the full extent of your forward fold, relax. Release all tension in your neck, in your shoulders, in your back, in your body, in your butt, in your feet. I don't care where you have the tension, let it go. Relax into your forward fold like the sleeping sun. Inhale as you slowly begin to roll up. This time just a little bit faster because somebody woke you up with some good news today. You just got some good news. Roll up and feel that good news roll through you as you reach further up and up and up. Again, if you don't have the room for it, fold your arms back. You can still stand in a position of power. Feel this good news that you just received. This good news that feels brighter and better than the morning sun. That's a lot of good juju. That's a lot of good feelings. Feel that for a minute. You can keep your arms up and extended, or you can let them slowly fall down back to the sides. Good news feels good, doesn't it? That shit feels real good. Cultivate that feeling. Tap into that feeling. If your memories, if your brain can bring back feelings of fear and anger and frustration and sadness, then you bet your ass it can bring back feelings of power and good and happiness and joy. So cultivate them. Hold them in your heart for a moment. Feel them here in your position of power. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to drop the chin, slowly curling down because you just got some bad news. Kind of like the sun setting at the end of the day. It wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it definitely was not the best. Curl yourself back into your position of weakness. All the way back down. Feel the heaviness. Feel the weight of the bad news as it takes you down into this completely released, surrendered position. Relax the neck. This is a good opportunity to let your neck hang here and release any tension there. Breathe deeply in your forward fold, inhaling to create space, exhaling to release tension. And as you sit here, releasing all the tension, realize that here in just a moment, you are about to reach your personal best. Slowly begin rolling up, but a little bit faster than before, because you're about to reach your personal best. Your fucking personal best. You've been working on this thing for I don't know how long. What, months? Years? This is your personal best. You've been waiting, working on this, fucking toiling to get to here. You just reached your fucking personal best. Feel that. Feel that move through you. Lift your arms up and take up all of the fucking space that you have available to you. Whether it be it's tiny little physical space with your energy, I want you to expand that energy. I want you to expand your arms and your legs as much as possible. Stand in this position of power, your fucking personal best. Yes! Feel that. Feel that. Sit here with that. Put your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly. And take big, deep breaths. Inhale through the nose, pulling the breath all the way into the belly, expanding the rib cage, expanding the top of the rib cage. Exhaling, releasing the top of the rib cage, releasing the lungs, releasing the belly. Several big rounds of full, deep breathing to inhale, to breathe in this position of power, to breathe in this confidence, to breathe in this feeling that comes along with reaching your personal best. That feeling of accomplishment that pulses through your veins, that moves through your body, through every inch of your body, and almost tingles in every cell. Breathe that in. Hold that feeling just the same way that you hold fear, just the same way you hold anger, just the same way you feel justified in being pissed at somebody. I want you to feel justified in feeling powerful and successful. Take big, deep breaths, feeling powerful and successful because you are. You will be, you are, and you already have been. Breathe that in. Let that roll through you. Now from here, I want you to tiptoe, if you haven't already, your legs a little bit wider, and we're going to move into a forward fold again. This time, instead of that forward fold being a position of weakness, because life has highs and lows. Life has ebbs and flows. Life has joy and life has pain. We can't let being knocked down be a sign of weakness. It's not. It is an opportunity to learn and grow and to stand in your power no matter where you are. So, tiptoe your legs open. And we're going to move into a forward fold. And this time, instead of rolling the arms over, I want you to bring your hands to your hips here. Elongate the spine. Reach from the tailbone, the tip of your tailbone, to the top of your head. Feel the height. No, it's that position of power. Standing tall. Standing tall in your power. Take a deep breath in. Keeping your spine elongated, not curving at all in the spine, with full intention, with full power, with full presence. Tilt at the hips until you reach a flat back or you reach your boundary. Find what's available to you and then stay here. Take a couple of breaths in this space. Inhale into any areas of tension that you feel and exhale to release the tension, using your abdominal muscles more so than your back here in this forward fold or forward tilt if you can't get all the way. Today my back is not cooperating, so this is where we're going. Release the tension in your back and use your abdomen and use your thighs to hold you in this position. Take a deep breath in. And go the rest of the way down, reaching your hands down for the floor. Again, with power, with purpose, with an elongated spine, not curving at all, because even when life knocks us down, we still have strength. We still have confidence. We still have our authenticity, our presence, our purpose, our power. Take a deep breath in here. And release the rest of the way. Whatever is available to you. Hi, dog. Hi, how are you? This time, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, still in your personal power. Roll all the way up, and then tilt the chin up towards the sky. Release the arms. Roll the shoulders back to realign. Keep your chin tilted. And offer a little gratitude to the sky, to the stars, to the cosmos, to that life force, that prana that flows through everything in the universe. That same prana that lifts you up in your strength, that lifts you up in your power, that encourages you in every moment, and nay, begs you in every moment to be your authentic self, to recognize the inherent power and the potential within you that always lies within you, even when you can't see it. Open your heart in gratitude. When you feel complete with your moment of gratitude, I invite you to bring your knees back together. And you can stay with your feet on the ground, or if it's available to you, you can fold your legs up in your chair or on your bed, wherever you are, and we're going to sit with our mudra for the week. Our mudra for this week is called the Kangula mudra. The Kangula mudra is the mudra for potential. This is the theme for our week, has been inspiring all of our classes this week, because this mudra works on the sacral chakra. This mudra assists us in digestion and nutrient assimilation, but this mudra also awakens or strengthens the connection with your somatic intuition, aka your gut feeling. This mudra assists us in recognizing and releasing our hidden talents and potentials. This mudra is so powerful, especially if you feel a little bit unsure of yourself, if you're feeling like you might lack a little confidence, you might need a little bit of a boost, and you might need realignment with the higher cycles of nature, the higher cycles, because when we align ourselves to these higher cycles, we align ourselves with the flow of the universe. And when we do that, we align ourselves with our authenticity. So, the Kangula mudra is done like so. You can do it with one hand or two. You fold your index finger down into your palm, and then gather the rest of your fingers at your thumb to meet your thumb. So it's like a little bud with a little seed in there. And then we just rest this bud up on your thighs. One of the most important pieces about recognizing our full potential, about standing in our authenticity, is making sure that we have fertile soil for that potential to root itself in. If I do not tend to the soil in my garden and I just throw my seeds out hoping that they'll grow into the full potential, I might not receive quite what I'm hoping for. But if I do my due diligence and tend to the soil in which I intend to grow my potential from, the harvest will be far more rich. Yes? So how do we cultivate ripe soil for our potential is we make sure that our thoughts, our words, our actions, our intentions are aligned with the highest good for all beings, because the highest good for all beings means my highest good too. The highest good for all beings means aligned with the divine flow of reality, because our authenticity is not verbose. Our authenticity is not egotistical. Our authenticity honors the self and the other. Kangula Mudra. We're just going to sit for 5 minutes, because it takes 5 minutes to fully let the energy move through, filter through your system. So for a minimum of 5 minutes. If you've got 5 minutes, you don't even have to close your eyes. If you would like to sit with just the mudra, you can do that. If you would like to add a little extra to the mudra and to help cultivate that soil that we're talking about, then I invite you to say to yourself, or to say out loud, my thoughts, words, and actions are in alignment with the highest good for all beings. My thoughts, my words, and my actions are in alignment with the highest good for all beings. Mantras can help if your mind monkeys are very busy, or if you've got gremlins up there trying to cause chaos. Adopt the mantra, because it can quiet the mind. Choose a point to rest your awareness on. It can be the mantra, it can be your breath, it can be the tip of the mudra, it can be the finger that's tucked into your palm, it can be the tip of your nose. Use whatever tools available to you to anchor your awareness into this present moment. Anytime you notice your thoughts wander off with something about yesterday or tomorrow or in a few hours or 10 years ago, none of that is relevant right now. Imagine that those thoughts, those sensations that come up are more like belches. They're not meant to be held onto. They're not meant to be swallowed down. They are meant to be released. It's just gas in your emotional body. Gas in the brain. Let your brain fart. And gently, lovingly bring your awareness back again and again and again to your anchor. Again, you can use the mantra. My thoughts, words, and actions are in alignment with the highest good for all beings. Or it can be on a point in the mudra. You can even rest your awareness on the tip of your tongue. Most importantly, meet yourself in this space with compassion and grace. My thoughts, words, and actions are in alignment with the highest good for all beings. It is from this fertile soil that my potential grows. It is in this fertile soil that my potential may root itself deeply. That potential may be nourished so that it can blossom and provide abundant harvest. The most fertile soil is that in alignment with the highest good for all beings. You may stay here in this part of the practice as long as you would like, and I highly encourage you to do so if you have the space available. When you feel complete, I invite you to bring your hands together to prayer, or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice. In gratitude for this space, and in gratitude for the ability to cultivate that sense of confidence and power. Gratitude for the opportunity to experience our full potential, the full capacity of our potential. And offer yourself some gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. I'm so fucking proud of you for showing up for Tiny Yoga! You did it! Again! Woo! And thank you so much for joining me. When you are ready to come out of meditation, please do so slowly. Offer yourself some wiggles, some stretches. Only open your eyes when you're really committed to coming back to this world. And remember that you can hold your mudra without having your eyes closed, without doing a mantra, without even really thinking about it. And the mudra will work for you. High voltage hippie. When using this, have you ever noticed purging illness? I have not personally, but because it is something that connects you to the sacral chakra and works to the sacral chakra and assists in healing digestion and assimilation and things like that, I wouldn't be surprised if the healing process required some healing. So you may notice things like that. This is why it's imperative that we each honor where we are in the moment. That we each honor the truth of where we are. Hey MJ, how are you? Well, so everybody who just rolled in, hello, my name is Reverend Deborah. This is our Tiny Yoga class, and replays are always available on YouTube. Please go follow me. I am at Move with Change on pretty much all the channels. But the best place to find me is in our Discord. And the way to get there is to go to my Patreon page, which there's a link in my bios. Happy Friday to you too, Zach. There's links in bios to get to the Patreon page. And when you get to the Patreon page, there is a free link to join the Discord. There's a lot going on in the Discord. A lot of free stuff. Various levels of membership to join various levels of the Sangha. There are group classes, group coaching, private classes, private coaching. Super purging for 2 days. Remember, we also had the Scorpio full moon too. But so here's the thing, this mudra works to awaken our somatic intuition. So if energetically there are things blocking your connection to your gut feelings, high voltage, I was going to say maybe it does do that because I've been feeling nauseous all week, but I also, nausea is a pretty standard side effect to my, it doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to me. To anxiety and CPTSD. Both of the things that I walk with most days. So nausea is not a new thing for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was associated with this because of the area of the body that this works with. And the fact that it intentionally harmonizes our biorhythms. So if your biorhythm is so out of alignment, and I don't mean to say that as a judgment, right? But if it's out of alignment enough that you need to purge something, yeah. But honor where you're at. You are your guru. Please be gentle and kind with yourself, right? Only you can decide if purging this week feels healing or if it feels too rough. Hey, Mullah Cookie, how are you? You feel like it's moving things that need to be good. I'm glad. A lot of times we end up thwarting our own healing because the sensations or the experience is unfamiliar and sometimes scary, right? Which is why I created the Discord. But it causes us to look outside of ourselves for answers. Is this okay? Is this right? Is this good? Is this bad? But really, you're the only person who can decide, because two people can have the exact same symptoms with the exact same mudra, but for one person it feels good, and for the other person it feels terrifying. And if you are putting yourself in a position of feeling terrified or creating more anxiety around your healing, then there's the potential to re-injure yourself, and I invite you to back off a little bit. We sometimes are so damn gung-ho about enlightenment and healing and coming home to ourselves because, yes, we're desperate to reach home, especially when we feel like we've been gone for so long. And so many of us still long for that sense of home, of connection, of family. So of course we want to run. But in our running, we trip, we fall, we skin our knees, we get lost, we take a wrong turn, we run into shit. It's okay to be excited. But even being too excited can cause suffering, right? I guess it's like choosing to have a wise presence with yourself. When you notice yourself getting so excited, you want to chase something down. Being able to have the awareness and the presence to catch yourself in that moment and say, hold on. I know you're excited, but let's soak in this excitement. Let's enjoy this feeling of excitement instead of running past it and then being bummed out that the excitement's gone. Literally just ran through it. Jolly Roger, what kind of plant? You mean my philodendron? She's very happy. Is that what you're talking about? I'm going to catch up on some comments here, guys, because I know there were some things I saw. So I want to remind everybody that our schedule is changing next week. I usually do 4 free live public classes every single week. And I love offering those. I really do. But I'm acutely aware of the need to use my time wisely. And the fact that my content and lives continually get throttled, taken down, or, community guideline bullshit violations, I am pulling 2 of those weekly classes into the Sangha, into Discord. So we will, from here on out, starting next week, we will have only Tiny Yoga on Fridays and Bhakti Bites on Saturdays. Both will be at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Not all my classes, actually, because, those 2 classes will still be available live and free. Please keep an eye out, because I will probably engage in more shenanigans, because that means I'm not live as often with you guys. So I will probably come on and start reading some books and doing fun things like that, and we can still engage in Dharma talks. But the truth is I put a lot of time and effort into planning these classes and planning the themes for the week and planning the bhakti bites and the mudras and weaving everything together with the sangha sessions. And so I want to bring those in and add value to my sangha, to our sangha. What is a sangha? A sangha is a community of people practicing mindfulness together. I am a non-denominational reverend, so whatever spirituality all are welcome, because there are gifts in all of our perspectives. There is value in all of our experience. And when we come together, approach each other with curiosity and willingness, we have the unique opportunity to learn from each other. Dream Baby, no, I just finished class. We did Tiny Yoga. I'm always live, not always, well, yeah, at 10 a.m. Pacific time is when I start class. Replays are on YouTube, so definitely please go follow me on YouTube. So the Discord has a free space to come join in the Discord. I am debating whether or not I might just put the Bhakti Bites classes, the other two Bhakti Bites, in the Discord by itself rather than being on lives, because I'm done fighting the social media algorithm, AI, whatever Big Brother shit that's going on that won't let me share the classes, which is fine. I think they want me to pay them to share them or something. Yes, the paths are many, but we all reach the same mountaintop. So, I'm bringing those into the Discord. There's a lot of free stuff in that space. I offer recipes, monthly recipes. I offer more information about the mudras. There are also fun spaces in the Discord that are free, like our dance hall, our CAYA cocoon, which is a space for body doubling, or just having somebody. It's a space to show up and be like, hey, I need somebody to chit chat or play a game with me, or just to like shoot the shit. I need somebody to share space with. It's not a coaching space, but once we have enough people to man it, I do intend to put a coaching hotline, a CAYA hotline in there as well. From there, we also have various levels of membership. So I used to do a single monthly membership that included all these things. But I know that level of membership, the equitable price for that membership, was out of reach for some people. And honestly, sometimes it was out of reach for me, right? I want these membership tiers, the value within them, to always reflect something that I would feel comfortable paying. I don't subscribe to the fake it till you make it, charge what you're worth, thousands of dollars to get in the door, that kind of, no. Because it's not. It's not about the dollar. It is about cultivating community. It is about connection. It is about exchange, an energy exchange. That can be $1. That can be also services. And honestly, if you've got services to trade for a membership, that oftentimes is far more valuable to me. Race you to the top, mullet cookie. I just imagined like multiple people running to the top just now. I saw that in my head. So come join the Sangha, okay? I know that we now have some issues politically with TikTok being banned. I guess the thing went through a couple days ago. But then from what I understand about it, that they will have until January of 2025 to essentially sell it off or do something else with it. To sell it to an American company or to remove it from, in that time, I imagine there will be plenty of other court things going on and legislation and things. So I don't know how it's happening, but the truth is it's unreliable. It's unreliable because these platforms don't want me sharing these things. They never have. That's not a new thing. It's not a profound realization that TikTok and Facebook don't want me sharing tools that help you pull back the veil, that make you less manipulatable, that don't keep you perpetually in a state of fear and divisive thinking, but instead offer you the opportunity to step outside of that box. That was all I could think of as walls. We got puppy shenanigans happening in the background. So, in the interest of using my time wisely and using your time wisely, I'm going to be spending a lot more time in our Discord. And as soon as I get somebody to trade me services for building an app, I will make us our own private, frickin' amazing little Sangha space that nobody can put their eyes in, nobody can put their fingers in. So if anybody knows how to build an app, anybody knows coding and wants to trade services, I'm happy. I would be eager to have a conversation with you. I also need video editors and general tech support. I also need other people who want to help to manage the Discord space, manage the Sangha. So if you are a coach yourself, a healer of any kind, and somebody who has the capacity to responsibly hold space for other people, then please reach out to me too. I'm always eager to trade a membership or services for these things. Billions in damages, you mean if it goes through? Oh yeah, the ban. Yeah. No, I think it's much more of a political stunt because they wanted to get that bill passed. They tacked it onto a bill offering aid, financial aid to multiple other countries, billions of dollars. Somebody just recently, I said that to somebody, and they go, where do we get billions of dollars? Where did our government get billions of dollars to send to other countries when our own citizens are struggling? Where did that come from? The most valuable thing that you can use to vote with is a dollar bill. It's their made-up system of exchange. And ultimately not one that we have to live within, function within. Yeah, printing more money, right? Because it's not based on real value. It's fiat. It's paper and cloth. Yep. And every time they print more, it lowers the value of the one that we have in our pocket and in our bank account. Puppy, 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 puppy. Can you go outside? Can you go outside? Come on. Come on, puppy. Good boy. You wanna go? Come on. Go ahead. No? Good boy. We living beings have real value. We living beings have real value. Damn right, Mullah Cookie. And if you recognize the real value and you knew how to stand in that value and wipe away all of the years of manipulation and shame and guilt, you would be unstoppable. You would be exponentially powerful. And together, we would recognize our fullest potential. But it is by design that we feel isolated, that we feel alone, that we feel powerless. I know the collective conscious. Mullakoki, I would say I know it is stirring. I am one of those people, and please don't take it as some sort of arrogance, because it's fucking not. I would love to be one of those people who are just now having their experiences and just now waking up and being like, whoa, cool, the veil is thinning and I can move energy and like I'm having astral projection, yay! Because I started when I was like 7. And the collective consciousness made a really huge shift in the past, like 3 to 5 years. Most of my life, experiencing energy rolling through me, unintentionally. I'd sit next to a kid in class, and my belly would start rolling and rolling and rolling. I was like, "What the fuck is going on? I feel like I'm gonna puke." And the kid next to me pukes. I didn't know who to talk to about it. I didn't know how to talk about it. So I just started, I was lucky enough that my mom, when I did start speaking to her about it, knew how to help me with it. But it meant that I spent years and years and years behind a kind of glass wall, because I was studying media manipulation in the 90s and nobody wanted to hear about it. I've been doing energy work since I was a child because it naturally rolled through me, and everybody thought I was bullshit. I'm a clairaudient and have had direct interactions with divinity. But none of those were taken as valuable. And I was belittled and shut down. It was its own kind of struggle. But to suddenly see in the last few years, to finally feel like I can actually have conversations about these things with people. Reiki was not something that I could say and people understood. And now I go to social media and there's Reiki everywhere. It is beautiful. And I want to remind everyone that it is not a race up the mountain. In fact, it's not even a mountain we have to climb. Your path is your path. And it is beautiful. In whatever capacity it manifests. 007 man, what do you mean, my friend? How do you silent your mind enough to believe that? I'm sorry I missed what you were referring to. But I'm happy to answer the question if you wouldn't mind giving me context. The most powerful tools that you have are your intention and your attention. Because your intention and your attention influences your ability to choose, to consciously make your choices. You can't consciously make choices if you are not aware of the available choices, or the factors around you, or the factors within you. The truth is most of us operate a great deal unconsciously, because these things have been ingrained into us, into our brain, and into our body, as this is just the way things are. There are so many things that we take for granted or as matter of fact when they are in fact not. True power, True freedom is the ability, the capacity to make your choices for yourself from an informed, present, aware place. How do you cultivate the awareness to even know what choices are available? A little bit every day. A little bit every day. And by showing up to yourself with patience and love and kindness. Mullet Cookie, you've been meditating daily for about a month and your chi is 1,000 times stronger. I'm blown away. So the energy body, you can go look up an image of it. It's a torus, big circulating thing around our entire body. A healthy, aligned energy body is wider than your arm span. That's pretty fucking big. Kind of like today in Tiny Yoga where I was like, use that energy, stand in your power, take up that space with your body and with your energy body. You know the feeling when you take up space, when your energy is big and wide and powerful, and that current is flowing strong through you. I know you have at least once in your life been there. You want to see divinity in action, authenticity in action? Go look at a toddler. But you also know the feeling of when your energy body is contracted. Just like our breath can change our heart rate, our heart rate can influence the position of our body. The position of our body can influence our breath and our emotions, and the whole thing is connected. So if you ever find yourself in a position, feeling that position of weakness, feeling that apprehension, feeling your energy body closing in around you, you can simply take a few deep breaths and relocate your body to a position of power, and you will feel a shift. You will feel a shift. Does it heal it in the moment? Does it make everything better? Does it fix all your problems? No! No, because life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Life isn't always perfect and peachy. But if we take every ebb as failure and only believe the flow is success, then you will create suffering for yourself every time life does what it does and brings you pain or struggle or challenge. 007, does frequent therapy work? So each person has their own path. I always say you are your own guru. Whatever works for you may be uniquely for you, right? What works for me may not work for you. But I will tell you that I went to school for over 12 years for human development and wellness across the lifespan. Because I came from a really broken space and was really broken and knew it. And we started in therapy, and that's how I knew it. I did years of therapy. Years of talk therapy, years of psychiatric therapy, years of different medications, years of all the different Western modalities to heal me. And that is when I learned that Western medicine focuses on treating the symptom, not the root cause. And that, in fact, I started to even find myself feeling like by covering up my symptoms, the symptoms are like the signposts to tell me what's wrong, where the root cause, where the root is, where the rot is, right? So by covering my symptoms and ignoring my symptoms, I was actually just filling my body with all of these reactions, Band-Aids, right? Band-Aids on a broken bone. Does it work for some people to get them out of the woods and to bring them to healing? Yeah. It was not the end all be all for me. The only way that I have found to treat the root, hey Corey, for me, has been cultivating in awareness, my attention, and being conscious with my intention. If I bring my awareness into each present moment, then when the symptom comes up, I can immediately go, oh, wait, right? Let's say the symptom comes up. Let's give an example. I'm sitting in the grocery store, or about to go to the grocery store, because this happens often, so I use this one often. I'm sitting in my car ready to go to the grocery store. I pull up to the grocery store, I turn off the car, and as soon as I turn off the car, I can feel a wave of anxiety. I have to go in there and I have to talk to people. What if I run into somebody I don't like? What if I have to have a conversation with somebody? What if somebody's weird or rude, or, you know, the brain starts to run off on all these different things that may have happened in the past, or even just are worried about happening again. My anxiety, it's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. Anxiety symptoms manifest. I have choice now, right? This is my superpower. I have a choice. I can say, shut up, this is so annoying, and go into the store and do my thing, and just try to contain all of that tension in my energy body and in my emotional body and in my brain, and I'm gonna be a ball of fucking steel nerves the entire time I'm in there. That process is going to cause that tension. That mental work causes shifts in my hormones, shifts in my energy body, shifts in my physical body, tension and kinks and misalignment, right? More symptoms. I might not know what the root cause of that is. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But what I do know is that in meeting the symptom, meeting myself where I'm at, and offering compassion does so much. To bring me closer to my root. So again, let's talk about that thing. The anxiety rolls up, and instead of telling the anxiety what to do, I'm still learning. Telling the anxiety what to do, which is shut up and sit down and let me go to the grocery store. Instead, I meet myself, the symptom, with compassion. And I go, oh, hello, kind of like a toddler or a little kid who's suddenly afraid to go on a big ride, right? You don't yell at them about it. You don't berate them for their apprehension. You pause, you get down on one knee, and you say, tell me what's going on. And in that moment, they might tear up, they might cry, they might scream a little bit, but they're going to express to you, usually, what's going on. Your symptoms are the same. And only they can tell you, only they can lead you to the core, to the root of what's going on, because they are connected to it. If you follow the strings down, you will find the root. But if you don't honor this part of the string, you'll never get your way down here. So every time a symptom arises, I remind myself that it is my body begging me for healing. And if I give it the time and space to listen to it, to give it my love and attention, the tension that I feel releases. Just in that moment of giving it my loving compassion. Whew. I know. I do remember that one time that somebody cornered you in a grocery store and made you feel very scared. I know that happened. You know, it happened like 10 years ago, right? I know, but sometimes I worry it's still going to happen. I know. I'll make you a deal. If it happens, we'll drop everything and we'll run out of the store, okay? Really? Yeah, really. I'll leave all the groceries in the cart. I don't care. If somebody makes you feel unsafe, if somebody makes us feel unsafe, I promise you I will just remove us. Okay. Okay, let's try. And by the time I've had that little conversation with my hand on my belly, the symptoms I'm experiencing are dissipating. And there may be times when I'm in the grocery store where the symptom might come back up again, but I can put my hand on my belly again and remind my belly, my emotion, myself, of the promise that I made to be there. And here's the kicker, friend. You've got to keep that promise. This is a process of building trust with yourself when most of us don't trust ourselves or don't know how to. Don't know how to be there for ourselves. Don't know how to show up for ourselves. Don't know how to be trustworthy for ourselves. Don't know how to meet ourselves with loving compassion because we're so used to meeting ourselves with shame and guilt and blame. There is a profound amount of healing available to you when you can meet yourself as the loving, compassionate adult that you always deserved. The parent, yes, that's why it's called reparenting yourself. But instead of being a shitty parent, you have the opportunity to be exactly what you needed, what you need. If you are unwilling to show up for yourself like that, it's going to be hard for you to receive it from somebody else. I was talking to a friend recently about intrinsic value versus external value, and I think this speaks a lot to culturally the struggles we are facing. Because a lot of our religion, a lot of our social structures, they tell us that we should or should not do things. We should or should not treat people different ways, certain ways and whatnot. Should or should not break the rules. Why? Because we'll get in trouble. There's that locus of control outside of myself. The threat of punishment is what's supposed to keep me in line. When we build that relationship with ourselves and with each other, it creates a kind of powerlessness, an infantile kind of relationship with your God, with your government, with your parents, with your partner, with others outside of you. And it definitely does not cultivate an internal moral compass, an internal compass to guide you through life. And many of us think we wouldn't know how to be or how to behave if we didn't have somebody telling us what to do and how to be. But that is a grave misconception. Because your highest truth does not live outside of you anywhere. Your highest truth, your greatest potential comes from within, comes from a good, quality, loving, trusting relationship with yourself. You have to trust yourself to let yourself be authentic. .007, how do you get out of the excruciating darkest places you can't get out of? I got out of those places through mindfulness. Because when we are in our deepest, darkest places, it's difficult to see the light. It's difficult to see the way out. It's easy to feel weak and burdened and stuck and worthless. And it's something that I live with every single day. It's a personal thing about me. I wake up every single morning with a voice in my head, depending on how, sometimes louder than others, that's very disappointed that we had to wake up again. And I've lived with this part of me for many, many years. But I recognize that it is not all of who I am. Because I know that when we are in the darkness, it is difficult to see all that is available to us and all that is around us. If you feel like you are in the dark, then you must also need to acknowledge that you cannot see. And the truth is when we're in the dark, there may be heaven all around us. But we cannot see it. So the way that I found the light is really, literally, to close my eyes and look for specks of light. To recognize that the darkness, even the darkness, is not completely dark. That to have shadow, you have to have a light casting the shadow. So if you are in darkness, somewhere there is a light casting that shadow. It is about meeting yourself in those places with love and compassion. Because when I wake up, when that voice is really loud, sometimes I just let it sleep a little extra. Sometimes I get up and make myself an extra sweet coffee. Sometimes I'll get up and just go and take a bath. I have to be the parent for myself, and that is one of the hardest things to do. Especially when you don't feel like you are worth it. Especially when you feel like you are so low. It's not easy, my friend. It's not. And for those of us who live there with any sort of frequency, we also know that it's that we're tired of being strong, that we're tired of being told we'll get through this, that we're tired of being told, look on the bright side, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to encourage you to meet yourself. Meet yourself there. When you can, with loving compassion. And when you can't, know that someday you'll be able to forgive yourself. Know that someday you'll be able to recognize that there was never a need for forgiveness. As hard as it is, as dark as it is, if we keep in our heart the truth that somewhere there is light, then I promise that eventually you will see it. And that's not a lot of hope, but I'm not here to give false hope. Because I know that the last thing anybody needs to hear when they're in that low place is falsities, is, oh, you'll make it through this. You're strong. No, it fucking sucks. It's really fucking hard. And no, it doesn't feel like it really makes you stronger, doesn't it? It feels like it takes everything from you. And resurrected yourself to life. The thing is, the hard part, 007, is that there isn't one quick fix. And most often what we need to do is find out what pieces we can accept. What things we can let go of. And what ideas do we have about our life and about ourselves that might be contributing to this. As fucked up as it is to hear, pain happens, but suffering is something that we choose. Because even in the most darkest, horrible places, we can still choose how to think about the situation, how to feel about the situation, Yes, you have control over your emotions and over your thoughts, but it's an muscle you got to exercise. Meeting yourself with gentleness and compassion, rebuilding or building trust for the first time with yourself are extremely imperative. I was in one of the darkest places in my life just a couple of years ago. I was drinking heavily, smoking heavily, berating myself extremely heavily. But as a single mom, I knew that I couldn't just give up. And I'm grateful for that piece that helped me pull out of it, but it wasn't easy. And you know what I did? I didn't save myself overnight, and I didn't talk bullshit, fluffy fairy tales to myself either. I didn't use positive affirmations, not one, because they all felt fake. They all felt like bullshit. What I did instead was to meet myself where I was at. 10 o'clock at night, drunker than a skunk, a six-pack down, cracking another beer open, walking to my yoga mat and saying, "Okay, drunk ass, you gonna fucking take care of yourself now?" No. And I'd lay on my mat and I'd stomp my feet and I'd roll around and I'd be mad about it, and I wouldn't do a single asana. I wouldn't meditate a single bit. But here's what I did. Every fucking day, I pulled out my mat and I spent 15 minutes on that mat. I made myself show up for those 15 minutes. And it didn't matter what I did on that mat. But I knew that the very first step was showing up for myself, because there ain't nobody else who was going to do that for me. And there was nobody else I would let in. I was so mad. I was so broken. I was so hurt. I was so vulnerable. I was in so much pain that having somebody else in close proximity to me felt like every nerve ending was on fire. The only way out was to show up for myself. What if you are with an abusive man who takes all the good things from you and controls you? That's what I was with. And that's what I have been with many, many times. And that's what I have chosen to stay with many, many times. It took nearly losing my life with one of them to finally recognize the intrinsic value that is within me. And the reality is that by putting myself in, and by choosing those situations, choosing to stay in those situations, and choosing to allow a certain degree of it, I was perpetuating it. Are we in complete control of what other people do? Absolutely fucking not. Do things happen in our lives that we do not fucking deserve and should have never fucking happened? Absolutely. No. You do not deserve to be in that situation. And I'm not saying any of this for you to guilt yourself or to shame yourself. There's plenty of that going around. Don't be that fucking person for yourself. Be the whisper in your ear starting today that says, you deserve better. You are better than this. And you will find the strength within yourself to make yourself a better life, to improve upon where you've been before. Shame and guilt never heal you. So let that shit go. Fucking quit it. Shame and guilt are the tools that manipulators, abusers, controllers use. Do not be that person for yourself, or you will keep choosing it outside of yourself too. Man, 007, I know. I often feel that way too, like I have no more options. The truth is you do always have choices. Sometimes those choices are not choices we want to make. They look like shitty choices. Sometimes the choices are so small. Sometimes the choice is nothing more than taking 3 deep breaths before you act. Sometimes the choice is just to slow down your breathing. Sometimes the choice is just to sit, to wait, and to look around for something new, something novel, for that spark of light. Love exists everywhere in the universe. Love exists everywhere in the universe. It is constantly flowing through us. It is the nature of creation. It is expanding all around us. But how often do we say, I don't feel loved. I don't love me. I don't love that. We don't experience love because we close ourselves off to it. Your power, your authenticity are the same. Did you intentionally close yourself off from your power and your authenticity and your truth? Probably not. Most of us didn't. But it is now your opportunity to rediscover that, to find that within yourself, to find yourself. Imagine that your truth, your love, your healing, your strength are all little characters within you hiding in the woods, hiding in your armpit and behind your ear, waiting for you to find them, waiting for you to take their hand and say it's finally safe for you to come out. I want to meet you. I want to know you. I want to honor you. And I'm so sorry that I've hidden away from you, that I pushed you to the side. One of the most powerful things you can do is cultivate a relationship with yourself. .007, this is a quote from one of my favorite authors, and it's a painful quote, so beware. But it is something that has influenced me for many years, and something that I carry with me and remind myself in a loving way. I try not to say it like an asshole, but sometimes I say it like an asshole. And it's simply, argue for your limitations, and indeed they are yours. Fuck, that hurts. Argue for your limitations, and indeed they are yours. Every single time I say I can't do it, every single time I say I do not have options, every single time I say I cannot see it, I cannot feel it, I do not know it, I won't be able to do it, I call that into existence. I perpetuate the belief that those things are true. And at first it feels radical to tell yourself that there is an opportunity, that there is chance, that there is potential for life to get better, that there is light somewhere. Let it feel silly. Yes, smell it cookie. Sometimes we need to take life one day at a time, or even 1 minute or 1 second if necessary. It is in searching for our healing outside of ourselves that we almost always miss our healing, because it comes from within. Nobody can force you to practice mindfulness. Think about meditation as a great example. No one can force you to practice meditation. They can force you to sit there. They can force you to close your eyes. They can force you to, they can cover your mouth, right? They can but no one can force you to do the meditation. That's you. And within you, I promise you, is the person who can pull you out, who can find the light, who can hold your hand in the darkness and help you feel safe, who can bring you your healing. I know exactly how it feels. Intimately. But I gotta remember, where I put my attention are the things I'm going to call to me. And the more I focus on the darkness, the darker life becomes. So, even when it feels fucking stupid and totally radical to do it, I sit there in complete fucking darkness. And I look for a tiny spark. Oh, Molly, I'm glad. I mean, hopefully it's releasing, right? I need you guys to hear this. Not because I'm telling you what to do, not because I'm telling you how to be, not because I believe that I'm the end-all expert in any of this, but because I have dredged the bottom of the lake, of the ocean, many, many times in my life. I have nearly lost my life several times and had to accept as a child that I might lose it violently because of the circumstances that I was in. I have people who see me and meet me out in the world and they say to me, gosh, you're so healthy, you're so happy, you're always in a good mood, you look so strong, you look like you got everything together. And I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, right? We don't ever deserve the pain that we experience in life. It is not personal. It is like the tide of the ocean, the waves rolling onto shore and the waves pulling back out to sea. Like the sun rising and the sun setting. There are good moments and there are bad moments, but it is in the judgment of whether things are good or bad that we cultivate our suffering. And it is in not accepting that the reality of nature, the reality of everything, is a push and a pull, an exchange, a rise and a fall, an ebb and a flow, a dark and a light. It is when we fight for something static, for the light all the time, for joy all the time, for love all the time, that we find ourselves so dismayed when night falls. Yes, Mullah Cookie. It's why I named my business Move with Change. Because change is the one constant that you are guaranteed. And in fact, that is a gift. That is a gift. Change, the universe itself, the flow of life, the tides of the universe can clear away all the bullshit going on. And then can bring a whole another wave full of bullshit, yeah. But that means nothing you experience in this life is forever. Everything in this reality is finite. That means it has a rise and a fall, a beginning, a middle, and an end. But we identify with these finite things like our emotions, our sadness, our anger, our pain, and it becomes who we are. In our language, we say, my anxiety, my pain. It doesn't fucking belong to me. Just like the ocean doesn't belong to me. Can I experience the rise and the fall of the seasons within me? Yes. But as soon as I try to tack one of those, nail one of those to the wall, I create suffering, because none of these things are meant to be held onto. None of these things are meant to be compartmentalized. None of these things are meant to be integrated as into who I am. The I, the truth, the core nature of who you really are, your authenticity, is infinite. It's not finite. There is something measurable that leaves the body when we pass. And it's not fluid. There is something measurable. you believe in reincarnation or not does not matter. Because we recognize that energy never dies. It's a scientific tenet, right? Energy never dies, it's only transferred. I live within an energy body. And when I die, so does that energy body. That changes. .007, how do you find the energy to fight when you have no more energy to fight? You stop fighting. And that might sound scary, like, what do you mean, I just give up? No, I didn't say give up. But stop creating a battle within yourself. Stop expecting something different from yourself. Like I said, I wake up every single day with a nihilist in my brain. And every single day, I have to take her hand and bring her out of bed with me. Every single day, I make her coffee in her favorite mug. Or I give her a hot shower. Or I let her color. Because I know that if I fight with her and tell her she shouldn't be upset about being alive, that she shouldn't feel the pain of all the things that have happened already, that she shouldn't remember the scary things that caused her to recoil from life, she is not wrong. She's hurt. She's scared. It is my job to protect her. It is my job to show up for her. And some days, it's my job to say, you know what? I'll just lay here with you. Let's just sleep in, fuck it. I didn't think I could either, .007. I was arguing with myself. Like I said, I was drinking heavily, trying to get on my mat. I was drunk as a skunk and would show up to my mat and fucking sit there, hold my beer, staring at my mat, like arguing about it, right? But every single time you meet yourself with acceptance, acceptance is a state of relaxation, not a state of tension. When we do not accept, when we fight, when we push back, we create tension. Tension causes suffering. It is a very tightrope kind of place. Mullet Cookie, it's hard to love yourself. I didn't know how to love myself. And in those moments when I was trying to heal, I didn't love myself. And I'm only responding to that, Mullet Cookie, because I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm only responding because I also know the feeling of people saying, well, just love yourself. And I'd say, what's there to love? Because I did not feel that. And if I do not feel that, myself doesn't love me. I know. So when you find a moment that you can cultivate just an ounce of courage, go look in the mirror, and even if it feels like a lie, say to yourself, I love you. You did good today. The way I quit drinking, the way I quit smoking, when I was wasting myself by noon every day, was by meeting myself every night, patting myself on the back, and I said to myself, good job. You only had a 6-pack. Good job. You only had a fucking 12-pack. Good job. You only smoked 15 fucking cigarettes all day long, right? And yeah, sometimes it sounded like that. But I'd pat myself on the back every fucking time, and part of me would go, this is so stupid. This is ridiculous. I go, yeah, I know. But somebody's got to fucking love me. Somebody has to fucking love me, even when I'm broken, even when I'm doing stupid shit, even when I feel mean and nasty and disgusting. Somebody has to fucking love me, and that's not going to be anybody else but me. I have to fucking do it. Because in that state of desperation, what else do you have? You have that choice. Go ahead, make yourself feel stupid. Make yourself feel silly. Pat yourself on the fucking back and go, good job, man! You barely even got out of bed today. Hey, at least I went to the bathroom. You might notice when you start doing this for yourself, you are going to start hearing the whispers of the part of you that still does love you. Darling, darling. Yes. Start where you're at. Start where you're at, even if it feels like there's nothing there. Sit in that emptiness and recognize that emptiness means there has to be some kind of container for that emptiness. Everything is nothing and nothing is everything. Nothing exists and everything does. And the entirety of reality is within me, but the entirety of reality is outside of me too. Change the definition of nothing. .007, I also want to offer, and I want to offer to everybody else. I need to get off here so I can go have my breakfast. We have a Discord space. We have a Discord space, a safe space we call the CAYA community. CAYA, C-A-Y-A, stands for Come As You Are. Because showing up when you're at your best is usually the time when you don't need it as much. It's when you're at your worst that we most need a safe space to show up. And when we're experiencing these things and talking about these things, sometimes there are people and places that we can't talk about these things. Because you get the classic, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Life will get better. Just hang on. The platitudes that don't actually help us heal at all. We don't use those so much in the KF space. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, Andrew. So to get into the Discord, to get into our CAYA community, you'll need to go to the Patreon link on my profiles, or just go to patreon.com/movewithchange. I am Move with Change on all the platforms. However, the stuff that I am sharing with you guys, the mudras, the mantras, the mindfulness that brings your locus of control back to here, that brings your authenticity out and allows you to, basically makes you an unmanipulatable person. The social media places are all about manipulation. They don't want me here sharing this stuff. So they're intentionally hiding, lagging, and taking down my content. So if you would like the unadulterated, un-Big Brothered version of the things that I'm sharing, come join us in the Discord. Jenny Megan, I'm so glad. Thank you. I've talked many times. I've been asked to share my story. And to be honest, I'm happy to share my story, and I will share more of it in the Discord because that's our safe space. And I don't encourage anybody to come to social media to share your story because there are lots of people who are threatened by your truth. And you have no need to share your truth with people who don't have the capacity to hear it, to see it. for what it really is, which is fucking gorgeous. So, come join us in the Discord. We have our free space in the Discord. There's plenty of free stuff in there. And then we have levels of membership to get you into the Sangha. Never been on Discord. Yes, it's relatively safe. It's not the end-all be-all. As I've said a couple of times, if anybody knows how to build apps so that we can bring our Sangha into a truly closed, safe space to create an online mindfulness community there, please reach out to me. Please, I'd be happy to trade services and things like that. I'm huge on trading and cross-marketing and stuff like that and sharing services. So please reach out to me if you have the capacity to do video editing, build an app, if you're good with tech, or if you have a background in coaching and want to help us take care of our CAYA hotline. I would like to have a hotline that has at least a number of volunteers that are capable and willing to man that channel so that people can come in and use that channel when they need it. I don't know about you, but the last time I called one of those hotlines, I had the rudest person answer the phone. And I've heard a lot of other people who have recently had experiences where they literally tried to reach out for help, and the response was awful. So, yes, Molly, share a story with someone who doesn't care and it hurts you. The potential, yes, is there. So, we have our free space, and then within that free space, our CAYA courtyard is free, and then we have our CAYA Sangha, just like a temple in the middle of a courtyard here, right? In the middle of an area. There are layers within that temple. I purposely broke the membership up so you guys could get the things you want at a reasonable cost. So you don't have to pay for all the stuff if you don't want all the stuff. So if you would like to get into various levels of membership that give you group coaching sessions, group practice sessions, access to all of my workshops, private practice and private coaching sessions, then you'll need to grab a membership. If at any point the price on the ticket for the membership is unmanageable for you, but it's still something that you would like, please approach me with opportunities for exchange. Love you too, Zach. Oh, thank you, Andrew. So, 007, I'd really like you to come into the Discord. In fact, if anybody wants a, actually, Molly, I would love a fucking goat. Actually, I need a goat, yes. One or two if you got them. Yes, I absolutely take that stuff. 007, I'd really like you to join the Discord. I'd really like to see you there. In the moments when we are in the darkness is when we most need a hand to hold. Is we most need somebody to accompany us on the journey. Because those are the moments where we feel the weakest, where we cannot see. Oh my gosh, Molly, where are you? I'm in Southern Oregon. I'm in Oregon. But goats travel. Okay, so please come join the Discord for free. If you want to join the Discord, if you want a link for a membership or you want a link for anything else, please just send me a message on any of the platforms. I can just send you a link for that stuff. Remember that next week we are changing our schedule so that I can more appropriately, effectively use my energy instead of fighting the platforms that don't want me to share the information. I'm sharing it in Discord. So we are going to pull the 2 classes out. So next week, starting next week, we will only have Tiny Yoga on Fridays and we will have Bhakti Bites on Saturdays. I will probably end up going longer like I have been this week, so we can get a little bit more time together. But the Discord is where everything happens, because the Discord is where we don't have everybody watching us. And once we get ourselves into an app, into a truly closed space, then I will be able to offer even more. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you just want to reach out, please don't hesitate to send me a message. I try to answer every single message that I get. Sweet. Okay, sounds great, Molly. I got friends in Florida too. I'm wondering if they need a goat. I might be trading you some kittens, Molly. Do you need some kittens? I think she's pregnant. We need a community. We need to come together and share and support each other in person. We need to grow food together and network. I am currently on property, have acquired property, and am working on acquiring more property to build communities on. In person, intentional, not just a mini version of the same construct we're in. But I've been living in community and planning community for a long, long time. And I've learned some pretty, nope, that's a shitty way to do it. I will definitely message you, Molly. So, come join me in the Discord. At least go follow the Patreon page, because there you'll get updates, and I do a blog post and stuff there too. And at least go follow the Patreon. At least go follow me on YouTube. I'm at Move with Change on all the platforms. Go follow me anywhere you usually hang out. But most of the interaction is going to happen in the Discord. Yes. So Mullet Cookie, that's part of having an app, is so that we can also plan in-person meetups and things like that. I will be planning retreats and leading retreats. I am also working on an energy work certification program, not Reiki. There are plenty of Reiki classes where you can go online and read a bunch of information and then take some tests and go, yay, I'm a Reiki practitioner. I am creating a energy work from my family lineage, from learning and working with this my entire life. I am creating a certification program for that. That will be an only in-person program. So I'm working on creating the space and cultivating the space so people can be in person and we can do these things. I'm so glad. It changed the day for me too. When I got up this morning, you see my back brace on today. I got up this morning and was in an excruciating amount of pain, which almost always makes the dark, shitty voice in my head more and more angry and more loud. And it is why I continue to show up to these classes, because it's not just for you guys. It's totally selfish. It makes me feel better because I can show up for myself. That's what you guys are seeing here. This is me showing up for me. And you showing up for you, and then us meeting together in this space. This is the value of community. This is the value of presence. This is the value of holding CAYA space for each other. Come as you are space for each other. This is the value of meeting each other with curiosity and willingness, with compassion and patience. You can scroll through social media all day long, and there's always something to buy, something to sell, something to pull at your different heartstrings, head strings, libido strings. Everybody seems to be trying to get a little bit of something, right? Not here. This is the space where we show up in our authentic, whatever it is, mess or perfection, right? This is our gathering place. Actually, the Discord is our gathering place, but we can meet here too. Danny, I had to create a Discord account just for this. And again, if anybody knows how to create an app, knows how to do that kind of tech stuff, knows how to create a platform where I can offer these classes, offer these workshops, and offer these different levels of the Sangha membership where we can actually have a closed container safe space, please reach out to me. I have big, big, big dreams for not only an online mindfulness space, but actually an online network of mindfulness spaces. A perfect mess, exactly new again. How are you? You could set up discounts on flights. Hell yeah. Now is the time. What did Thich Nhat Hanh say? What did Thich Nhat Hanh say? Thich Nhat Hanh lovingly reminded us that the next coming of the enlightened one, of the Buddha or Christ, is unlikely to be a single person. Because, honestly, and this wasn't part of the quote, because we are at that point in our evolution. Yes, Danny, what I'm missing is community. We feel it deep in the fibers of our being. We need each other. I need you just as much as you need me. But not in this push and pull, finite exchange of energy. Yeah, well, you got to do this, and I got to do this, and I need this from you, and if you don't meet my expectations, then it's not right, blah, blah, blah. No. But from a place of standing in our authenticity, of cultivating our internal connection to divinity. So divinity, the prana that should fill our cup, is what's filling our cup. One of the most powerful things that I can do for people is not carry their burdens for them, but remind them that they can carry them, and to stand there and bear witness and to walk with them while they struggle. Why? What do you mean it's better for me to let you carry all your weight? Yes. Because in doing that, and in having others look at you and to hold space for you and say, come on, you got this. Fuck yes, you got this. I know you have this. That is why I am not taking any weight off of you, because I have complete and total confidence in you. Just like you have it in me to get through this. I won't leave you alone. Even though it's dark, I'm right here. I know it's hard. But the nature of reality is the ebb and flow, is the push and pull, is the high and low. Therefore, by nature of reality, you will not stay in the darkness forever. You can cling to the darkness. You can hold on and hug that shadow and close your eyes tight and say, this is all there is in all of reality. And as long as you do that, my friend, that is probably all you will experience. And sometimes we don't have the strength or courage to stop doing this. This is why we need community. I would love to share in person with you guys some of the most powerful tools, some of those powerful community experiences I've ever had. The healing that can happen from having strangers literally just put their hands on your back or your shoulders while you're processing something emotional is fucking profound. I need you to know that you are perfect, that you are loved, that you are so important. You are an integral piece of the whole. If you are here, you are needed. If you are here, you are loved. And I know it's hard to feel that sometimes. But together, we can remind each other. Isn't it? Isn't it always a little easier to see yourself as lovable when you see yourself as loved in someone else's eyes? So let's do that for each other. Awesome, Danny. Hey Byron, how are you? Ooh, copper. Okay, so I'm a huge fan of copper. I was actually, I've been looking for a copper armband kind of stuff. Yeah. Mullet Cookie, we should talk more. You want to make me some copper things? All right. I love you all so much. It really is time for me to go eat myself some food. Eat myself some food. I'm going to go make myself something delicious and special. I'm going to go spoil myself with a meal that's extra. Taking a walk, good. Nicole, thank you. Sweet. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you. Come find me in the Discord. The link is on patreon.com at Move With Change. You can join the Discord, and if you decide you want in the Sangha, you can get a sneak peek, a 7-day free trial in the Sangha for the first like several memberships. If you have any questions, if you want links, please send me a message, and I'll send them right to you. Okay. Good night, Kick. We gotta turn off all the channels. Good night, Twitch.